Hey there, brilliant minds. Welcome to the world of Lumicrowns, where we reveal the future one idea at a time. Buckle up, because what's coming next will blow your mind. Ready? Let's dive in. Imagine this, living forever. No more aging, no more illnesses, just endless time. Sounds like the ultimate dream, right? But what if I told you that this dream comes with some wild twists, challenges, and mind-bending possibilities? Buckle up, my immortal curious friends, because today we're diving into the fantasy and the reality of living forever. From the earliest myths of the fountain of youth to modern science, humans have been obsessed with immortality. Why? Because life is beautiful. Who wouldn't want to experience more of it? More love, more adventures, and more Netflix shows. But let's dig deeper. What would life be like if you didn't have an expiration date? Would you master every skill? Read every book? Or would you just take one long nap because, hey, there's no rush? Now let's leap ahead 1,000 years. If humanity conquers death, we won't just look the same, we'll be transformed. Picture this. Cities with towering, self-sustaining megastructures. Imagine floating islands in the clouds and underwater metropolises. Jobs that go beyond anything we know today. Forget being a doctor or lawyer. Future careers might include galactic terraformer, memory designer, or even dream architect. Fashion that's as futuristic as the world itself. Bioluminescent clothes that change color with your mood. Finally, a world where your outfit always matches your vibe. And with this, technology might not just assist us, it could merge with us. Imagine upgrading your brain with AI to learn 50 languages overnight, or downloading your consciousness into a new body every century. Yes, folks, we're talking digital immortality. But hold on. Immortality isn't all futuristic gadgets and glowing fashion. Let's talk challenges. First, overpopulation. If no one dies, where do we put all these people? Earth might become a cramped cosmic bus. Colonizing Mars and beyond won't be a choice. It'll be a necessity. Then there's boredom. Living forever means you'd eventually, well, run out of things to do. Imagine having read every book, watched every movie, and climbed every mountain. Would existence lose its spark? And finally, emotional strain. Relationships would become complicated. Would love even mean the same if it lasted forever? Or would friendships and connections eventually fade under the weight of endless time? And let's not forget the big question. If you could live forever, what would give your life meaning? Would you chase power, happiness, or simply peace? Today, scientists are already exploring ways to extend human life. From reversing aging in cells to uploading minds to computers, the science fiction of yesterday is becoming science fact. What if you could regenerate like a starfish? Or download your consciousness to escape your aging body? Technologies like CRISPR and advanced AI are paving the way, but they also raise ethical questions. Should we do this? And who gets access? Living forever isn't just about surviving. It's about asking the big questions. What happens when you've seen it all? What would make you happy after 10,000 years? Would life still feel precious if there's no end in sight? Some philosophers argue that it's the fleeting nature of life that gives it meaning. The sunsets we treasure, the fleeting hugs, the ticking clock. They all remind us to live fully in the moment. So here's the question. If you had the chance to live forever, would you take it? Or would you embrace life's natural cycle, savoring every moment like it's your last? It's a choice that might define humanity's future. Whether it's 80 years or 8,000, what matters isn't how long we live. It's how we spend our time. Time! The invisible thread that ties together every second of our lives. It's always ticking, always moving, never stopping. But let me ask you this. When you think of time, do you see it as your friend or your foe? Is it a gift that helps us grow? Or is it the thief that steals moments when we're not looking? Today, we're unraveling the mystery of time. Our greatest ally and our fiercest enemy. Let's dive in! Let's start with time as our friend. Think about it. Time gives us the chance to grow, to learn, to experience life in all its glory. It transforms us. Remember that embarrassing version of yourself from 5 years ago? Well, time gave you the opportunity to evolve, to outgrow the awkward phases, and to become, well, slightly less awkward. Time is also a healer. Heartbreak, failure, grief. None of these feel permanent when time does its magic. It doesn't erase the scars, but it softens them, like waves smoothing out rough edges of a stone. And let's not forget, time brings us new opportunities. Miss that bus today? Wait a little and another will come along. In many ways, time is the ultimate giver, always offering us second chances. But before you start cheering for time, let's look at the darker side. Time can be relentless, unforgiving. It never stops, no matter how much we beg for just a little more. It's always racing forward, dragging us along, whether we're ready or not. Ever felt like there's never enough time? Deadlines looming, birthdays passing, moments slipping through your fingers like sand? That's time's way of reminding us that it's the boss. No matter how hard we try, we can't hold on to it. And here's the kicker. Time doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't care if you're not ready, if you're still figuring things out. It just keeps moving, indifferent to our struggles. In that sense, time can feel like the cruelest of enemies, always ahead of us, taunting us. So is time a friend or a foe? The truth is, it's both. Time is like a mirror, reflecting how we choose to use it. When we embrace it, savor it, and live in the moment, it feels like an ally. But when we waste it, or when we regret the moments we've lost, it can feel like the cruelest of enemies. Think about your best memories. They're snapshots frozen in time, moments you wish you could relive. Now think about your biggest regrets. They're reminders of how time slipped away, leaving you wondering what could have been. Time's duality forces us to live consciously. It's both a teacher and a challenger, asking us, how will you spend the moments I give you? Now let's zoom out for a second. Time isn't just personal, it's cosmic. The universe itself operates on time. Stars are born, they burn bright, and eventually they fade. Planets spin, galaxies collide, and life marches forward in this grand timeline of existence. But here's the thing. While we measure time in hours and days, the universe sees it in billions of years. In the grand scheme of things, our lives are just a blink. Doesn't that make every moment we have even more precious? So how do we make peace with time? How do we stop seeing it as an enemy and embrace it as a friend? First, stop fighting it. Time is going to pass whether you like it or not, so why not ride the wave instead of resisting it? Second, live in the moment. You can't change the past, and you can't control the future. But you can make this moment count. Whether it's laughing with a friend, chasing a dream, or just enjoying a good cup of coffee, cherish the now. And finally, remember that time isn't infinite for us. That's what makes it valuable. It's not about how much time you have. It's about what you do with it. So is time a friend or a foe? The answer lies in how you choose to see it. Time can feel like an unstoppable force, but it's also a gift, a chance to live, to love, to grow. The question is, how will you spend the time you're given? Humanity, 1,000 years from now, who will we be? What will we look like? What will our lives be like? These are questions that push the boundaries of our imagination, and today we'll journey into the distant future to explore what the evolution of humanity might look like after 1,000 years. Let's start with technology and daily life. Picture a world where scarcity is a thing of the past. Energy will no longer be a concern thanks to limitless clean sources. Perhaps we'll harness quantum energy or even the power of miniature black holes. Hunger will vanish, replaced by bioengineered crops, lab-grown meat, and nanotechnology that provides sustenance tailored to each individual's needs. Your home in this future world? It won't just be a house, it will be a living, adaptive structure. Forgot to turn off the lights? Your home will do it for you. Need new furniture? Your home will grow it on demand. These smart environments will respond to your emotions, anticipate your needs, and evolve alongside you. Work as we know it may become obsolete. Automation and artificial intelligence will handle most tasks, freeing humans to pursue creativity, exploration, and self-discovery. Imagine a world where money no longer exists because resources are distributed fairly and efficiently. And speaking of AI, it won't just assist us, it will be part of us. Neural interfaces will allow humans to connect directly to the internet, sharing thoughts, memories, and ideas instantly. Communication could even become telepathic with no need for spoken language. Now, let's talk about us. Humanity won't just evolve culturally. It will evolve biologically, and perhaps even merge with technology. In 1,000 years, genetic engineering will likely be commonplace. Humans may become immune to disease, live for hundreds of years, and possess enhanced physical and mental abilities. Imagine a world where your vision is sharper than any eagle's, your hearing as sensitive as a bat's sonar, and your strength beyond what we can currently comprehend. We could even adapt to survive in extreme environments, from the vacuum of space to the crushing depths of the ocean. But the changes won't stop there. Humanity may merge with machines, blurring the line between biology and technology. Cybernetic limbs, augmented reality vision, and neural enhancements could become as common as wearing a smartwatch today. Over time, we might even upload our consciousness into digital forms, existing as beings of pure energy or data. Would we still be human then? Or would we have evolved into something entirely new? As humanity evolves, so will our reach. In 1,000 years, Earth may no longer be our only home. Colonies on Mars, the Moon, and even distant planets could thrive, thanks to advancements in terraforming technology. These colonies will have artificial atmospheres, self-sustaining ecosystems, and cultures shaped by their unique environments. And let's not forget the possibility of faster-than-light travel, or at least near-light-speed travel, allowing us to explore galaxies beyond our own. We may encounter alien life, or perhaps we'll create life ourselves in the form of advanced artificial intelligences. Together, humans and AI could form a society that spans the stars. But it's not just about technology and exploration. Society itself will evolve in ways we can barely imagine. Borders, as we know them, may disappear, replaced by a unified global or even interstellar community. With universal access to knowledge, conflict and inequality could fade into history. Education will be lifelong, integrated into our daily lives. Want to learn a new skill? Simply download it directly to your brain. Knowledge will no longer be limited by geography or wealth. It will belong to everyone. Art and culture will also take new forms. Virtual reality will allow us to step into paintings, perform on stage with legendary artists, or experience stories in ways that feel as real as life itself. Creativity will flourish, blending human imagination and AI innovation to create art we can't yet conceive. But with all this progress come challenges. How do we preserve individuality in a world where everyone is connected? How do we maintain our humanity when technology becomes inseparable from who we are? These questions will shape the future as much as the answers we find. And finally, let's consider the big picture. Over 1,000 years, humanity itself may transcend biology. We may become digital beings, able to live forever in virtual worlds or explore the universe as pure consciousness. Without the limits of physical bodies, the possibilities are endless. But would such beings still call themselves human? The future is full of promise, but it's also full of responsibility. The choices we make today will shape the next millennium. Will we use our advancements to unite or divide? Will we care for the Earth that gave us life or leave it behind in search of new worlds? The story of humanity 1,000 years from now is one we are writing every day. And if there's one thing we know, it's that our potential is limitless. The challenges of eternal life. But with all this advancement comes new challenges. Housing, for instance, would become a monumental concern. After all, traditional buildings can't last forever. Your cozy Victorian mansion? Dust in the wind after a few centuries. Instead, you might live in self-repairing, floating smart pods. Structures that adapt to environmental changes, self-heal after damage, and even anticipate your needs. But what happens when your home becomes too smart for its own good? Imagine waking up to your pod saying, "No holographic parties today. I need some me time." And then there's overpopulation. With no one dying, Earth's resources might become strained. Humans would need to find new ways to sustain themselves, such as harvesting energy from stars or developing self-sufficient ecosystems in space. But what if we go too far? What if humanity's eternal hunger for expansion leads to intergalactic conflicts? Wars fought not over land, but over entire solar systems. Immortality might give us endless time, but it won't necessarily make us wiser. Relationships that last forever. Let's not forget about relationships. Dating in an immortal world would be complicated, to say the least. Imagine trying to schedule a date with someone and hearing, "Sorry, I'm booked until the 2400s. Long-term commitment would take on a whole new meaning, and breakups would be even messier. Ghosting wouldn't be an option. You'd have to endure the awkwardness of bumping into your ex at a galactic coffee shop 300 years later. Friendships and family dynamics would change too. You'd watch generations of loved ones come and go. Or, if everyone's immortal, you deal with the emotional strain of relationships that stretch on for centuries. How do you maintain a friendship when you've known someone for 1,000 years? Would bonds grow deeper, or would they crumble under the weight of eternity? A never-ending career. In an immortal world, the concept of retirement would disappear. You'd have the chance to try every job imaginable. Farmer, artist, CEO, space miner, starship pilot. But even the most exciting careers might lose their appeal after a few centuries. How many times can you reinvent yourself before work becomes monotonous? Perhaps immortality would lead to the creation of entirely new professions. Imagine being a memory curator, helping people organize and preserve their centuries of experiences. Or a galactic historian documenting the rise and fall of civilizations across the stars. You could even become an eternal entertainer, hosting shows for audiences that span millennia. Don't worry, Lumicrowns will still be here. cracking jokes and keeping you company for the next 10,000 years. Hobbies. Across the ages. What about hobbies? With endless time, you could master every instrument, language, and art form. You could write epic novels that span volumes, or create sculptures that take centuries to complete. Imagine starting a painting in the 2200s and finishing it in the 3200s, with each brushstroke reflecting the changing world around you. But hobbies aren't just about mastery, they're about passion. After 10,000 years, would you still find joy in playing the violin or painting sunsets? Or would the thrill fade, leaving you searching for something, anything that feels new and exciting? The emotional weight of forever. This brings us to the emotional toll of immortality. While the idea of living forever is exhilarating at first, the reality might be overwhelming. Every experience, no matter how extraordinary, could start to feel ordinary. Joy, love, excitement, they all rely on the fleeting nature of life. Without an end, would they lose their meaning? And then there's the loneliness. Even in a world of immortals, you might feel isolated, drifting through the endless expanse of time. Friendships and relationships, no matter how deep, might struggle to withstand the weight of eternity. Could you find purpose in a life without finality? Or would the endless search for meaning become its own form of torment? The legacy of immortality, finally. Let's consider the legacy of an immortal society. If humanity achieves eternal life, what will we leave behind? Will we become a species of creators, building wonders that inspire awe for generations to come? Or will we lose ourselves in the pursuit of pleasure, innovation, and power? Perhaps the greatest gift of immortality isn't the time it gives us, but the perspective it offers. To live forever is to witness the vastness of existence, to see the rise and fall of civilizations, and to understand the beauty of fleeting moments. The final question. So what's the verdict? Is immortality a dream worth chasing, or is it a challenge too great to bear? Perhaps the answer lies not in how long we live, but in how we choose to spend our time, whether it's 80 years or 8,000. And with that, my eternal friends, I leave you with this thought. Life is precious because it's fleeting, but perhaps eternity could teach us to find meaning in the infinite. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and remember, Lumicrowns will always be here, making you laugh through the ages. Now, hit that like button, subscribe, and prepare for the next cosmic adventure. Who else is going to keep you entertained for the next 1,000 years? Thanks for exploring the future with Lumicrowns. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss what's coming next. The future starts here, and it starts with you. See you in the next one.